And we are live. Alright. Ladies, welcome. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. I am Violet Hyena. You are here with perfect timing, and I am here to do readings for people with perfect timing. What we have here is I have 13 decks. All of them have a lot to say, so I use a playing card deck to choose which one gets to speak. And Francis says, "Hi, Violet." And I say, "Hi, Francis." And Debbie says, "Hello, beautiful." And I'll wave back, "Hello, Debbie." And Faria says, "Hello, sparkle floating hearts." "Hello, Faria." And yeah, Francis had said 2 more minutes. Francis says two to 2 subscribers. 2 to 2 is an angel number, yes. I actually did look up the angel number, and yes, it is a number that tells you you're on the correct path. So I took that as a very positive meaning to keep on going. And Francis is going to be the first one on the new board. Ta-da! Big new board. Okay, collective reading for Francis. And then Debbie says, "Can you please pull a card for me and tell me what the universe has to say today?" Yes, Debbie. Debbie is on the board. Okay, Francis says, "Nice, congrats, it's a milestone. Nearly half of the 500 sub target. Nearly, but I need brain, 28 more until the halfway mile marker. Yeah. Not there yet. Soon. Eventually. I mean, steadily people come. And that is exactly what happens. They come, some don't stay, some stay. And it's very nice when you guys stay. And Francis says, "So sweet, thank you." And Francis says, "Yes." At. Freya says, "Is the fact that I can't get a single TCR today because I'm being protected?" And Margaret says, "Hello, hello, Margaret." Let's see, Debbie. In the way of Faria. TCR. And Francis says, "What's the current energy between Francis's ammo?" Francis and Margaret. Alright. So I bought new boards. I hope they're a little easier to read. They're bigger, definitely. And Ruby says, "Hi. Hi, Ruby." Oh, God. They were on Amazon. Alright, I'm going to answer the Francis question real quick. Just because this is why I have to focus on the board, otherwise I get distracted by chat. Then I have to submit compliments. Hold on. I'm sorry. One moment. Francis distracted me with a real life question. Okay, so they were a 2-pack and they were $8.99 on Amazon. They are 1, 2, two pack. Hold on. I'm putting information into the chat. There we go. That was just the quick information. You should be able to search it on Amazon. But let me get back to the questions. Okay, first we have collective reading. Interesting, my scroll thingy isn't working. I don't like that. Let's do that. Oh, that's why. Oh, well. Here we go. I'll do the clicky. Okay, so Francis needs a deck, and Francis requests for collective reading, please. So this is a collective reading for everyone here. For everyone here. For any deck. Any deck. Okay, it's gonna be number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, collective reading for the room. What do we got? Oh, we got the King of Wands. So, King of Action. Knowing when to use their skills. Level-headed. So, a lot of actions swimming around. But we all seem to be comfortable in all of our skills to be able to handle it. Oh, but there's a bit of so the Eight of Swords is usually a mastery, but this is like surrounded by thoughts. There's many thoughts leading to what's it called? Pulling into oneself and hiding to get things done. Also remember that this card is when your logic is blinding and binding you and you're stuck. That's a Two of Wands. There's decisions to be made. Alright, so the collective reading is that the Eight of Swords is going on, where we are blinded and bound by all of these contradicting thoughts. And then we have a decision to make physically. But we have enough knowledge and skills and level-headedness to make the decision. It just has to be made. Action has to be taken here. But these actions are caused by all of the logical things that are going on right now. Yeah, and that is the collective reading right now. Okay. That is totally legit. So that was the collective reading. Let's see, for Francis, then we get Debbie's. Please pin message. New deck. Okay, so it is 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Prisma Vision deck. Okay, what does the universe have to say to Debbie today? What does the universe have to say to Debbie today? Alright, we got the Ten of Swords. Ooh, small death today, Debbie. Jeez. And then restarting of the thought patterns. And then Ace of Chalices. Okay. Okay, so a lot of things are going to accumulate logically, and all of that is just going to have to be let go, and just there's going to be a small death in the problem, because you're going to find the solution, which is going to be a new idea. So from this old idea is going to become a new idea. a solution to all of these problems. And then this is going to spark a new emotion. I feel like we need one more to wrap it up. The Queen of Swords. Wow, lots of mental stuff going on. So letting go is definitely going to evolve Debbie into the Queen of Swords, where there's a level-headed lady knowing what to do at the right time, in the right moment. Just because they're so knowledgeable about the situation. And that brings a lot of essence of fulfillment. Yeah, that's what the cards say, Debbie. Okay, Inferia. Let's see, Inferias. Okay, so is the fact I can't get a single TCR today because I'm being protected? TCR. What is TCR an acronym for? I mean, I'm gonna ask the cards. They'll know. So, Ace for cat turds. To pin the question. Tis pinned. Okay, is the fact that Feria can't get a single TCR today because she's being protected? Alright, let's find out. The answer is no. Okay, so this is the Five of Cups. So the reason you're not getting a single TCR, I'm still not aware of what that means, is because you're looking at something. You're looking for something that you want somewhere else, and you're not looking in the bowls. So, okay, so this cat is looking up at its owner, expecting more food, but will not look into the bowl where there is food, and it can eat the food. And it just has the empty bowls there, saying, hey, these are empty, refill my bowls, but it's not looking at the food it has in front of it. It's looking up at the owner for more, and not looking at what it has in front of it. So it was no. So that is what the cards say. Sorry about that. And Francis says, what's the current energy between Francis and Anna, please? Okay, so energy between Anna and Francis. Oh, we need a deck. We need a deck. We need a deck. Number 4. Again, wow. We've had this deck so many times already. 3 out of 4 times already. That's fun. Okay. It's just a very active night for this deck, that's all. Have a drink of water. Ah. Okay, so what is the chain pin? There we go. What's the current energy between Francis and Anna? Okay, so we got Anna, we got energy, and we got Francis. Okay, so Anna has the 3 of Swords. So either she's... So logic is cutting through emotion. This is the card of heartbreak. This is where logic cuts through emotion. And Francis is the moon. So the mysterious one, this is an the major arcana. A bit mysterious. A little unknown. Fluctuating between wild and domesticated. And the energy between you guys is the 6 of Swords. And this is a victory card of logic. And there's a bridge between you both. And the victory in the Swords is when you have taken lessons from your defeats before. and bring them forward into your life. So she may be recovering from a heartbreak, which would be a victory. And you coming out of the moonlight would also be a victory. And if you guys meet over the bridge, hey, that's a good metaphor for energy. Okay, I hope that helps you out. And then Margaret. Gonna pick a new deck. A deck for Margaret. Deck for Margaret. Okay, 2 Gators. Will I move to Florida in April when my lease ends? Will Margaret move to Florida in April when her lease ends? Will Margaret move to Florida when her lease ends? The answer is no. So this is Temperance. It is a major arcana, so it is a major event. This is the card that says, sit down, meditate, wait it out. Wait for better opportunities. Yeah, that is what this card means. So, be patient. It's not in April. Ooh, come back. Come back, box. And yeah, I'll just pick a different deck. Do Margaret again, since she's on the list. And now take a break and make a new list, because a lot of things have happened. Alright. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 round tarot. Robin Wood Tarot. So what's this one? Will Margaret be able to start her business in winter? The answer is no. The Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a youth, very drawn to action and all the passions, and wavering around that wand. And you're very eager to start. And that's just the thrill of the newness of it. But it says not to start the... Oh, no. It says it's not to start... Hold on. Something is wrong. What's my stream health? No data. Right. We're seeing if this is good now. Alright, I hope it didn't mess up. Okay. Alright, so for Margaret's last one, I'm not sure if you heard me, but this is a no for will I be able to start my business in winter. It says this is the Page of Wands. So the messenger, the youth, is waving around a new action very excitedly. But this does not seem to be the right time to. Or, no, rather, there's a... This youth doesn't have a lot of experience. And is very new to this new skill. So, to sum it up, the answer is no. Maybe you need more experience to get where you want to be in business. Okay, so I finished that list. I'm going to take a drink and I'm going to go to chat and catch up with chat and make a new list. Tasty. Okay, and yes, then we're back to the question that Francis distracted me with, which was, where do I buy them, please, and how much? Alright, let me see, where is my pencil? Not my pencil, but my scribe thingy. And then I answered it a little below in chat. And Ruby says, is Ahmed Sif a real person with the same identity he claims, or totally fake account? So Ruby is on the board. And Francis says, sounds very reasonable for what they are. You know what? I thought they were super reasonable, and so far they're writing very nicely, and they're very clear, and as much as I do like the other ones, they are rainbow, and sometimes the colors shift in the darker tones, and you really can't see the writing that well, but these are nice, one solid bright green color. I think they work well. And Francis says, thank you for looking. You're very welcome. Thank you for asking. Ruby says, who is he who managing the account of Hana It's Secret? Or Hana is a girl and another person? Okay. And is he a doctor? Is he living in the USA? These are very good questions. And Francis asks, current energy between Juno and Jay. So, Francis. And Francis says, thanks a lot. I'll look into it. Ruby says, did he got a burn accident in the disaster of Los Angeles? Ruby on the board again. Feria says, did the cleansing I just did work, please? What? Did the cleansing I just did work, please? Whiteheart. Also, do I need to do a second one for me? Okay, Feria's on the board. Okay, are those photos belonging to him? And then Ruby again. And Francis says, oh my god, I love collective readings, alright. It's just like playing Russian roulette. And John says, question, what is my higher self trying to tell me right now? Meow. Okay, Francis on the board. Oh god, the dreaded Eight of Swords, but hope is not lost. She can walk around those swords and set herself free. It's complicated. I mean, to be in a cycle of thoughts like that, it can be good. It can be a lot of things. It might not be easy to pull yourself out of all those thoughts. And Preston says, hello, Preston. Yes, you may ask your question. And Freya says, thanks, Sakura Flower. And Freya says, what is the current energy between N and A, please? Okay, Freya. Thank you. That was spot on. What Kita thinks about Francis, please, and vice versa. Okay, Francis. What does and Anita think about Francis? What is Francis avoiding confronting? And little blue box with the white paper. from Parlous, watching this channel away from the PC desktop where it's closer to a bigger screen and there's AC. Good for you. And Freya says, did N go to my old workplace today or communicate with someone from there? Like Freya. Okay, so I've caught up on chat. I'm gonna go back and answer all these questions. Let's see, we were at Ruby. Okay. Here's the list. Gonna get on that. Wow, I've been streaming for 42 minutes already. I felt like I just started. I only did one list. Okay, so I need a deck. I need a deck. Which deck? Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is a Mad Sif a real person with the same identity he claims or a total fake account? So, let's ask it as a yes or no question. Is Ahmad Self a real person? Period. Is Ahmed Sif a real person? Is Ahmed Sif a real person? The answer is yes. Champion of Wands. Yes, he is a real person. He's a real person of action and lots of skills, apparently. Not very knowledgeable, but knowledgeable enough to get confident in his skills. Alright, I hope that helps you out. And then there was more. Is he who managing the accounts of Hana it secret, or Hana is a girl and another person? I guess this is on the assumption that he's fake and there's some sort of Hana. Is he who managed the account of Hana its secrets? Or Hana is a girl and another person? I'm trying to figure out how to make this into a viable question, if you gotta understand. So, is he who managing the account of Hana its secrets? Or Hana is a girl and another person? So, since the first one is not that clear to me, I'm going to ask, is Hana a girl and another person? That's the one I'm going to answer because I'm not sure what the first part is. Is he who managing the account? I don't know. Okay, so is Hana a girl and another person? Is Hana a girl and another person? No. Four of Swords. So this is the resting time for knowledge. A nice, stable time for knowledge. But this is flipped as a no. Is Hana a girl and another person? So Hana is not a girl and not another person. Okay, but it says so this is the stability of the mind. It is time to rest. It sounds so very stressful. Is he really a doctor? Okay, so is he really a doctor? And is he living in the US? No and yes. So, no, he's not a doctor, and yes, he's living in the USA. So 4 of Wands is harmony of action. And then that's for him being a doctor. And this is temperance for living in the USA. So he's very patient and waits for things to happen. Yeah. I hope that helps. Also, temperance is a major arcana. So he's definitely in the USA and biding his time. Okay, then to Francis. There we go. Stick away. I'm gonna have a quick drink. Ah. Then a deck for Francis. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had so much Prisma Vision stuck tonight. Love it. Current energy between Juno and Jay. So Juno and Jay. The energy between Juno and Jay. Keeps breaking. It just means it needs to be shuffled more. Shuffled more. Okay, so Juno, energy, and Jay. So we have 8 of chalices, Ace of wands, and 6 of swords. So Juno is a master of emotions, and Jay has victory in logic, which means he's done a lot of... He's been defeated logically before, but then he's carried those thoughts forward and to make his life a bit better. And between them, there is a beginning of action between the victory of thoughts and the mastery of emotions. And I think when they come together, they create an action. So I think that's beautiful, that these two can work together to make new actions and opportunities together. I think that's pretty wild. And this is the beginning of something passionate and, manifesting something. That's pretty cool. They got good energy. It seems like they gel well together. Okay, hope it helps you out, Francis. Okay, and then put this deck away. There'll be a new deck for Ruby. Yep, you're not pinning the correct question. Okay, so did he get a burn accident in the disaster of Los Angeles? I'm gonna get a deck. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Robwood Terrace. Robwood Terrace. Did he get a burn accident in the disaster of Los Angeles? Did he get a burn accident in the disaster of Los Angeles? The answer is yes. And the answer is yes. I'm looking into the card for more details. And it's funny that this picture, I'm going to mention that there is a head wrap around the head. But this is 9 of Wands, which is looking at all of the skills acquired during the journey. But there's definitely an air of taking things a bit slower, not so actiony. Knowing which skill to pick for the right time. Okay. And then Teferia. I hope that helped you out, Feria. I hope that helped you out, Ruby. Okay, Ruby. And then we're going to do Feria. Change the question. There we go. Areas. These did the cleansing. I just do work. Please also do I need to do a second one for me? Okay, we need a deck for Feria. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The rabbit. I need a small brick. Buy some chapstick. Get a drink. Breathe air. Okay. Do the cleansing. I just do work. Is a second need for Feria. Okay, the questions. Okay, so did the cleansing work? No, the cleansing did not work. Is a second cleansing for Feria needed? No. King of Cups. So did the cleansing work? The answer is no. With the 5 of Wands, there is conflict. No, this is not conflict. This is challenges. There's energy and action challenges with other people. Hmm. I'm gonna say there are other people muddying your cleansing. Or just after you did the cleansing, it was undone by other people, which always sucks. And then, no, you do not need to do a cleansing for yourself. You are the King of Cups, so you are the one in charge of your cups. So you do not need to do a second one for you. It feels like you did a cleansing which worked for you, but other people came and muddied their part of it. But you are fine in the space that you have done it. So you don't need a second one. Yeah, it looks like you're going to be the one who's the benefactor of the cleansing because the others aren't accepting it. And that is what the cards are telling me. So I hope that helps you out, Feria. Do, do, do. And then Ruby says, are those photos belonging to him? Okay, we need a deck for Ruby. Okay, 2, which is 1, 2. And the gay tarot. A very delightful tarot indeed. Do those photos belong to him? Do those photos belong with him? To him? To him. Do the photos belong to him? Do the photos belong to him? The answer is yes. Number 4, which is a stable action. Those photos just are his. Yeah, and then we have a France question next. What is my higher self trying to tell me right now? Meow. You know what? Just for that meow, you're getting the cat tarot. You can't not meow, and you can't meow and not expect to get the cat tarot here. What is my higher self trying to tell me right now? What's Francis's higher self trying to tell him right now? Besides that, he's very in tune with the feline spirit. What is Francis's higher self trying to tell him right? Meow. Okay, that is the Chariot. Keep on going. Charge ahead. Use your determination to focus on what you want and run at it as though you have all the speed in the world. And that is what the universe wants to tell you. And it is a major arcana, so really go for it. Okay, and that was Francis. The next one is Feria. What's the current energy between N and A? There you go. So, energy. Here we go. Energy between N and A. We need a deck. We need a deck. We need a deck. Number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Octopus Tarot. So what is... No, not that one. Where are we? The current energy between N and A. So, 1, 2, 3. What have we got? We got the Empress. So, a mother figure. 8 of Cups. And the 9. The 9 of Cups. So we have the Empress, who is a mother figure, one of abundance. The Eight of Cups, which is a mastery of emotion, where you're steady in your cups and stable and able to look around and have stable emotions at all around you. And then the Nine of Cups is just really happy to show off all of your cups on your and admire your cups on the journey of the the suit. So together, between the happiness, between happiness and the mother figure, you both gel well emotionally. There's just lots of good stuff here. Alright, I hope that helps you out. Then, let me get Francis again. Oh, okay, and then we still have Feria. What is the current energy between A and me? So, Feria. And A. What is the energy between Ferion and Pick? I don't know what that means. But I'm gonna pick a deck. That's A, which is the cat's heart. Okay, so we got the cards, we got the question. The energy between Feria and A. The energy between Feria and A. Okay, A. Ace of Cups. The Tower. Judgment. I feel like Judgment is a literal call of judgment. The Tower is foundations cracking and destruction. And the Ace of Cups is the beginning of emotions. Usually Judgment should be refined, but with this card in particular, this one with the eyes always give me the eyes of the Judgment. And then for A, and then for Feria, the Ace of Cups, so the beginning of the suit of Cups. Choose water. And together with judgment. So this feels like a parental figure. And this feels like a newbie getting a taste of their own emotions. And the taste of their own emotions seems to trigger A, which makes everything very destructive. And there's just all kinds of cracks in the foundation, and there's going to be a lot of chaos. And that is what the cards are telling me. And then we're going to go to finances. I'm going to quick take a drink of water. Then I'll continue. Okay, so Francis is... Okay, what does Kita think about Francis, please, and vice versa? Okay, we need a deck for Francis. Okay, and then J. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The Prisma Visions deck. Alright, let's see here. We have Kita thinks about Francis. Okay, so Kita thinking about Francis, and what does Francis think about Kita? Okay, what Kita thinks about Francis, and what does Francis think about Kita? Alright, Kita thinks the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. So planting the wealth. Kita thinks Francis is the planter of wealth, experienced in what they can manifest in resources and money. And Francis thinks Kita see the justice. So Francis thinks Kita okay, so justice is cause and effect. So the cutting of the snake is a response to the snake biting, or the snake biting is in response to being cut by the blade. Either way, Francis thinks Kita needs a lesson in the cause and effect of life, because this is a major arcana and this is a minor arcana. I believe that this is like a wiser look, where this one is a younger look, looking up to someone. So that is what the cards are telling me. Hope that helps you out. For that one, I know there's two more. What does Anita think about Francis, please? And vice versa. Anita. More thinking. Okay, so what Anita thinks about Francis, and what Francis thinks about Anita. So Anita and Francis. Okay, so Anita thinks Francis is the King of Wands. Very level-headed king who knows when to use their actions, knows when to hold back actions, and is ready for any actions, and has lots of skills to take care of problems and solve things. And Francis thinks Anita is very comfortable with wealth. Just very comfortable in what they're doing monetarily, with the wealth and resources. Very comfy. Alright, I hope that helps you out for your second question in that lineup. Hold on. And then, what's the third one? What is Francis avoiding or avoiding confronting? What is Francis avoiding? You know what? The cards are kind of asking for me to try a new deck. Because that could be an open-ended question to many decks, not just tarot cards. There we go. Okay, and that is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Moonology. What is Francis avoiding or what is Francis avoiding to confront? Okay, the answer is have faith in your dreams. The waxing crescent moon. We're gonna look that up. Waxing crescent moon. Number 26. Okay. Have faith in your dreams. Don't give up. The situation you're asking about is still taking shape. You're nowhere near the end of the story. Whatever is happening now is just a step along the way. As they say in a self-help classic, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. However, the waxing crescent moon card is a reminder that you must still keep working towards whatever it is that you want. If you can't take practical steps, spend time meditating on the question you're asking about and allow your higher self to download information to you about your best next steps. Overall, this card suggests there is every reason to be hopeful for a very positive outcome to the situation you're asking about, so keep the faith. Attuned to the moon, I am focused on what I want. And additional meanings for this card are, just because you can't see your dreams, it doesn't mean that they're not manifesting. Don't look back, stay focused on moving forwards. Be patient as events unfold. Dig a little deeper to find more courage. And the teaching for this card is the waxing crescent moon is the second moon phase in the main moon phases. But even if it's not the time of the waxing moon when you pull this card, it still suggests that you need to really pursue your dreams. It's time for you to put your foot down hard as you chase your goals. Alright, I think that last part was really the kicker. It's time to put your foot down hard as you can and chase your goals. Alright. I hope that helps you out, Francis. Okay, and then Teferia. did N go to my old workplace today or communicate with somebody from there? Alright, so did N go to old place or communicate with someone from there? We need a deck. We need a deck. We need a deck. Okay, we need a deck. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got Robin Wood, Tarot. Great, the questions. Here we go. Okay, did N go to the old workplace? And did N communicate with someone from there? Okay, did they go to the old workplace? Yes. Absolutely. Very successful place. Wow. A successfully made old business, and then communicate with someone from there. Yes, it was destructive and built on foundational cracks. He communicated with someone there and caused a lot of destruction. Not literal destruction, social destruction. Okay, this one is the major arcana. So definitely communicated with someone from there. And yes, did go there and visited the workplace that is doing well. Alright, so I hope that helps you out, Freya. Alright, and I think this is gonna... that's a big... So, alright. So, I have been streaming for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And my limit is 2 hours. So, with the time limit of 20 minutes and the fact that I've only done 2 lists so far, this is going to be the last list I make. once I catch up with chat, and then that's it for the night. Because I stopped doing readings at 2 hours to preserve my mentality, because this goes in that box. I'm already fading, so I need water. I need water. Water hydrates me. It's very good for me. There we go. In you go. Okay, that one's empty. Get to the big jug. Okay. Alright, new lists. And we're going to catch up on chats. And oddly shaped face. Anyone would be curious. Ellipses. Shrug of shoulders. Heart given away. You gave your heart to that stranger overseas, literally. At least you're asking life-changing questions. Crystal ball? Sparkly, in a green hand with red nails. The audio tracking differs by at least 5 seconds from the other screen compared to the PC desktop. Good to know. Pink hand waving. Keep some scratch notes. This might be important soon. And Ruby says, I mean in secret. Not its secret. Ruby says, please, he who is managing the account of Hana in secret, like he is camouflaging in a girl account to play in my mind. I guess I'll put Ruby on the list and we will ask the cards. I got no clue. Okay, and then Feria says, is there a spiritual reason why I can never find the rest? Is there a spiritual reason why I can never find rest in my bedroom? I keep rearranging the furniture, and somehow the other room, smaller bedroom, is better, but I can't use it often. So Feria is on the list. And Parla's waxing moon, crescent moon, and sleep. Parla's luck says, eyeballs being held up by hands. Isn't it unusual that a person can affix a doctor in front of their surname, and it could mean a professional? Ruby says, is he divorced from an American woman and he has a daughter with her? Ruby's on the list. Probably says, liked the deck, however. Eating a hand. New energy involvement when Page of Wands got pulled. That would make sense. Have space for that new energy to fill. Francis says, someone got catfished. Haha. Parlis says, did someone get played? Called it. Parlis Lodge. Robin Wood gets a lot of love on Tuesday session. Yeah. Okay. Oop. Did this burn affect his sexual ability as he claims? Ruby on the sill, or it affected his face and beauty. Carlos says, shiny eyes looking down, purple face. Isn't it funny what kinds of brain chemistry is possible? Eating hand. Some of those meds don't work well with certain beverages. Sunglasses. There are two kinds of cactus plants guys will use to get that result. A lot of influencers suffer from it. Heart eyes with a smile, but uncertain about results. Use too much of something, it messes up the person's insides. And Francis, question what is the energy between Francis and Juno, please? Francis is on the list. And Freya says, it does flower. And Francis says, juicy readings here. My ears are wide open. Yay! Juicy readings. Is he creating my spiritual problem for me on purpose? Hospital. No expression. Freya. Okay, Parlous Launch. Octopus deck is fascinating. Freya, I hate her, but WTH is doing having a connection with my crush. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Sorry, the chat jumped. I have to go back up. Oh my god, there's so much chat. I do love when you guys are talkative. Some of the conversations are really neat. Okay, so Feria says, I hate her. WTH is she doing having a connection with my crush? Not a question, just an expression of anger. Very, very bitter anger. I hear you, girl. Okay, thank you for clarifying if you wanted that answered or not. Parlos says, Fountain, could she be an emotional vampire or one of those drained batteries? Parasach says, Watermelon, embrace the card shuffle. Now I want to find Watermelon. Francis says, psychic vampires are real, alright. Gotta do spiritual hygiene and protection rituals. Prowess, yep, she sure does drain mine and gets a kick out of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. And Prowess says, Cactus, carry some salt. Cactus, garden slugs can't handle too much salt. And Francis says, yes, please. Thank you, I'm so glad. And Prowess says, hibiscus flower. And Freya says, IDK, what to do? That's my so-called mother, and she is parasiting the telepathic bond I had with my crush. Okay. Daphne Bacchnia, mother-in-law plant. Parlor slouch, fern, parlor slouch, four-leaf clover, a Danibacnia in the room. Feria says, I'll look it up. Whiteheart. Francis says, for context, Kita is Francis' employer. Okay. Cool. And Feria says, oh, it is snake plant. Brazilian snake plants are great for that. Thank you for the readings. I appreciate it. You're very welcome. That's spot on. Anita is a multi-millionaire. Cool. Freya says, do you mean Diphtheria? Fascinating spelling. John says, what Victor feels thinks about Francis? Francis. Whew. Freya says, can't find anything under the name Daphne Bacchnia. Parles Louch. Oh, phonic method once a person hears what you're trying to say at the garden supply section, trust me. Thank Google for that. Yeah, love Google. Parlaslouch, they'll know what that plant is. Feria says the leaves are kind of oval with more white towards the middle. Different varieties, somewhat, yes. Scorpion, botanical enthusiasts tend to have strong opinions. Feria says, I have a other snake plant in my room already. Thank you, I appreciate it, says Francis. Francis says, I need to hear it holding heart in hand. Freya says, I'll try to get my hands on the Brazilian one. Parlaslouch says, folded umbrella, opened umbrella, rained upon umbrella. They're particular, but you'll figure it out. Parlaslouch says, not like spiral carnivorous ones from the Pacific Northwest. Wave emoji. And John says, sorry, I was in therapy. Does Carter act like a psychopath? And John on the list. Alright. Carter being dreaming of a carnivorous plant to eat away the demons that take over some people. Okay, we got explosion, explosion, explosion. Snowman ellipses. Developing more ice cubes. John says, switch the question. Does Carter have high traits of psychopathy? And Parla says, BRB, field testing that tea. It's been in the refrigerator. I need a drink of water. Excuse me. Okay. I've learned about cluster B disorders. What do you call that one? I forget. Is Alex mad because I have money and he doesn't? Freya, oh my god, of course it's doing well. I'm the one in trouble. And Freya says, question, did N make go and make a scene there or sweet talk people and cause endings for me? Freya. And question, is Francis under surveillance and by who? Worst part is she is gonna deny it. I only had an intuition. John says, Violet, can you please get my question? I know you're reading chat. Can you please get my question? Message retracted. Psychopath. Antisocial personality disorder. Okay, so I did see that you clarified on your question, John. No worries. All right. I am picking one deck. This is a lot of questions, and I've almost been streaming for 2 hours, so I'm just going to pick one deck, and then we're going to go through the lot of questions. Okay, I have caught up with chat. Okay, J. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is just Prisma Vision deck all the way tonight. John, you are so specific right now. Barlos is biting his tongue on this one. I'm just gonna ask the cards. We're gonna start at the top of the list. And it is Ruby. Freya. I think Ruby had like 3 questions in a row. Okay, I think that's where we left off. And then Freya, yeah. So we're gonna do this as quickly as possible because I have hit 2 hours and I get a long list. So here we go. Zoom time. Okay, so I mean in secret, not its secrets. Please, is he who managing the accounts of Hana in secret, like he is camouflaging the girl account to play in my mind? Is he who managing the account of Hana in secret, like he is... So, is he camouflaging in a girl account? That's the question. Is he camouflaging in a girl account? And the answer is yes. He is camouflaging in a girl account. And even, this is 6 of chalices, but in the picture, you will see that there is a lady bathing in the water, perfectly concealed, really. So that could definitely be indicating what you're saying. And that was rubies. So go to Ferias. Is there a spiritual reason why I can never find rest in my bedroom? Yes, 7 of chalices. So emotional nostalgia. You have a lot of emotions flowing at that time, and it's creating a lot of cycling into nostalgic thoughts, which keep you awake. Personally, I would suggest some sort of tea to help you go to bed. I prefer chamomile or sleepy time. It helps. Okay. Feria. Okay. He's divorced from an American woman, and he has a daughter with her. Okay, Ruby's is he divorced from an American woman, and he has a daughter with her? Do more shuffling. No. He does not have the American woman. He is not divorced from an American woman, and he has a daughter with her. And this is the Magician and Major Arcana, and he has the power to create and manifest things. And this one, it seems a little manipulative. This is not the Magician I'm used to seeing on the card. Something about him being a shadow in the moonlight. Something's not quite solid about him. Hope that helps you out. Let's see. Ruby. Okay, so did his burn affect his sexual ability that he claims. The answer is no. Page of Wands. A youth playing with wands. So it did not affect him in that way. He's still full of youthful energy and he can play with his wand. Did it affect his face and beauty? Did it affect his face and beauty? No, it did not. 6 of Chalices. He looks beautiful. He's gorgeous. And then that was Ruby. And we'll go to Francis. What is the energy between Francis and Juno? Okay, so energy between Francis and Juno. Francis, energy, Juno. So we have the 8 of Chalices for Francis. So of mastery of emotion. And then 7 of Wands for Juno. Looking at all of their wands and looking at all of their skills and knowing what to do with them and what they can do with the world around them. And the energy between you is the 4 of Swords. You both come together and are stable in logic. Juno brings the abilities into the environment, and Francis brings the balance of emotions. And there's good logic between you guys. And this is the card of rest for the mind. So you put each other at ease. And I really feel like the energies just flow really well between you two. Like you both bring something to the plate, which is really nice. Okay. And that is what the cards say. Did Francis. And Feria. Is he creating my spiritual problems for me on purpose? Is he creating spiritual problems for Feria on purpose? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Please have patience. It knows that you're going to be frustrated at that, but have patience and just, it's a lot. Like, it is I feel like there's a lot of frustration, and the cards are saying, yeah, you gotta be patient. And it sucks, but that's what the cards are saying. Hope that helps you out. People will test you, and they will enjoy doing the testing. Francis. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm so glad. Looking for Francis. Very, going down the list. Two. There we go. Francis's next question. What Victor feels things about Francis and vice versa? Okay. Victor. Francis and Francis. Feels and thinks. Feels and thinks and feels and thinks. All right. Two. More shuffling. Well, if you don't like it, I will flip it up. My golly, picky cards. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that one. Okay, so Victor feeling, thoughts. Francis feelings and thoughts. So Victor is feelings of new ideas and thoughts of Three of Wands. So the opportunity for action and skill building versus new thoughts. So bringing these two together is really good. So feeling inspired by new ideas and seeing opportunities to put those ideas in action with Francis. And then Francis's feelings are Four of Swords, which is the stability of swords. So time to rest. Feeling like your brain needs a rest. Followed by thoughts of Eight of Chalices, which is mastery of emotion. So with Victor, tired of thinking and looking off into the distance of emotions. So thinking. So you're able to take a break because of Victor. and your emotions are steady. Because Victor has all these fresh ideas, and he likes to put them into action, which is really good for you because you get to take a break and you don't have to do all the thinking. I hope that helps, Francis. Okay, Francis. Looking through chat, serves in therapy. Okay, there's John's question. Does Carter act like a psychopath? Okay, so John's question got complicated. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, so Carter is our subject. Okay, Carter, what are you? Are you a psychopath? Or there was more to this? Switch the question. Does Carter have high traits of sociopathy? Sociopathy traits. So not psychopath, sociopathy traits. Socio, not psycho. Got it. I've learned about the cluster B disorders. What do you call that one? I forget. And I'm just gonna go down and clarify what he was saying. Sociopath, antisocial personality disorder. No, it's sociopath. Oh, okay. I pronounced it wrong and I didn't realize I pronounced it wrong. I'm sorry. There is a difference between sociopath and psychopath. I do understand. I'm tired. It's over 2 hours. Antisocial disorder. Okay, well. Let's do both. Wait. Acronym is shorter. ASPDS traits. Okay. So, to make it clear, Carter, do you have sociopath traits? And then the acronym ASPDS traits. So, I don't know. I'm gonna ask the cards. Okay, so sociopath traits, no. And ASPDS traits, no. So we're gonna look into the cards. They're both no's. They don't have any. Carter does not have any of those traits. For the sociopath, he has choices and he makes those choices. And for the ASPDS traits, he is a magician and he manifests stuff. So I hope that helps you out. And then I can go back up and do the second question you had. There we go. Is Alex mad at me because I have money and he doesn't? Is Alex mad? Is Alex mad? Is Alex jealous? Is Alex mad? Is Alex mad? That John has money. That John has money. Okay, is Alex mad that John has money? The answer is no. Ace of Pentacles, which is an opportunity for money. Still dealing with money. He's not mad because you have money. The beginnings of Pentacles. Oh, okay. So he's upset that you had an opportunity for stuff. Not necessarily that you had money, but you have a little bit more than money. You have luck. Because there's magic pouring out of this door to me. And bubbles. So, I hope that helps you out, John. Very, Did N go and make a scene there, or sweet talk people and cause endings for me? Excuse me. We're gonna tackle that one by one. Did N go and make a scene there? Yes. Eight of Pentacles, Master of Resources, and Wealth and Health. So they did it with a lot of resources, yes. And sweet talk people and cause endings for me. Did they sweet talk people and cause endings for Julia? Come back. Come back. Don't do this. Come back. Don't run away. I think the cards are done too. Sweet talk people and cause endings for me. So was there sweet talking and causing endings for Fairy? The answer is no. The Fool. So they did not sweet talk people and cause endings for you. They were just doing their foolish thing and going merrily along their journey. And that is what they were doing. Okay, Feria, and then Francis. Is Francis under surveillance, and by who? Alright, so is Francis under surveillance? The answer is no. You are not under surveillance. Judgment is refinement, so you are under your own scrutiny. You have to be your own surveillance and refine yourself to make yourself better. And that's what the universe is saying. Alright, so that is the end of the list. I am putting this deck away. I will catch up on chat. But that is the end of the list, and I am mentally done for the night. So I will catch up on chat, and then I will say goodnight. I'll be back in less than 22 hours. I've been streaming for 2 hours and almost 30 minutes, so no more questions. I am going to read through chat, though, and see what you guys have to say before bed. Put this back in. There we go. Okay. Worst part is she's gonna deny. I only have a solution, Violet. Can you please get my question? I know you're reading chat. Can you please get my question? Message retracted. Sociopath. Antisocial personality disorder. No, it's sociopath. Just ask if he's got ASPD as traits. Pearl Slouch says biting my tongue on this one. Pearl Slouch says on one hand, but on the other hand, category out of my element. Sorry, Violet, no problem. You just take your time with chat, no worries. Awesome. We figured it out. I love the art style. I love the art style too. It's a very pretty deck. Vapid whirlpools, some capacity for dragging weighted objects. Beach with an umbrella in it, likes the cards, but secure your patio furniture. Gotta love the 7 of Cups. It jumped. Why'd you jump? There we go. I'm going to take a drink of water before I continue with chat. Hold on. Sorry about that loud noise. The cap is spring-loaded. I apologize. Okay. Gotta love the 7 of Cups, Arte. Ellipses that deck. Waiting for director Tim Burton to use that deck. Nice. John retracted his message. Juno Norse Rune. Harlow says, swirly. Gotta love the paper. Fiber shuffle. John says no. ASPD. ASPD. You pronounced it better, thanks. John. Okay. John says, smile, thumbs up. Very good. Awesome. Pralaslav says, shooting star. Francis says, thank you for the beautiful reading. Super appreciate it. You are very welcome. Pralaslav says, Florida State pronounces their vowels a bit different. Well, look, I'm a military brat. I come from, like, a bunch of places, and all of it just mixes everywhere, so I can't let you blame Florida for me being a weird mutt. Temperatures finally dropping down into the double temperatures finally dropping down into the double digits. So right, and I'm so here for it. It's amazing. John says, so that's why he adds people into group chats with people I don't like. Pralisach says, DBT, some acronym for those putting opposites on the same platform. Really challenging to pronounce dialect. Dialect? Okay. Francis says, oh God, I'm glad I can sleep better now, alright. And Pralaslav says, shooting star. And Freya says, thank you for the readings, dear. You're very welcome. Good night, I love you. Bye. It's like 2 hours and 33 minutes. I'm gone. I'm done. See you all tomorrow. Mwah! I love you. Bye. Good night. Good night.